Get ready to travel. Whether your travel target is England, South America, the Orient, or just to Orlando, travel photography can be the answer to paying your way. In this installment, you'll learn some secrets of travel photography, and it's not always a tourist destination. Well, travel photography. It was once said by travel photographer Robert Scott Milne, every place in the world that's of interest to the traveler has been photographed. Every tourist attraction, scenic view, recreation spot, historic location. If you aspire to break into the arena of travel photography, you're going to discover a new location to photograph, only to discover by the tripod marks on the ground that someone's been there before you. The travel photographer has an extra challenge making the marketable picture of a popular high-traffic destination spot, but with a new insight. So Robert Scott Milne, that I mentioned, went on to say, "But I see my job as one to make people wish they were there. I'll do this by bringing a new and creative angle, different lighting to the place I'm photographing. This may mean getting up earlier in the morning to catch a new light, convincing strangers to be in my picture, or waiting hours before a festival reaches the peak that will express the spirit of the celebration in one picture." Marketable travel photos are no longer the postcard type of picture that the father of travel photography, Burton Holmes, used to take back in the 20s and 30s. It's true, they've already been taken. Nowadays, for tourist destination travel photography, the pictures you want to take should be ones that answer the question for viewers and photo editors. Is this a place you would like to visit? Documentary photography aside, your aim will be to inspire your viewers to go there, or to allow them to vicariously visit a place in the world they've never seen, or at least never seen the way you and your camera can portray them. Well, some professional travel photographers will say skies must be blue in your travel photos. On the contrary, don't limit your picture taking to just days that are sunny. Many times you'll want the effects you can get from the soft lighting with clouds, or even in the rain. And rain, for example, can be helpful by clearing most everyone from your scene, even on a city street in France. In this picture, the umbrellas become the symbol. The people protected under their jaunty umbrellas suggest good-natured togetherness. And the composition in the church steeple in the background suggests the church is their destination, allowing a continuum in the photo. Let me tell you a travel secret. There's much more to travel than strictly the tourist interest. There's another huge category of travel photos that may surprise you. Stock photography is a business, and in any business, the law of supply and demand is a cardinal principle. In your photo marketing, remember this rule. Photo editors buy your pictures not because they like them, but because they need them. Consider this. Travel editors are so deluged with destination tourist travel pictures from freelancers, postcard companies, government agencies, stock photo agencies, PR people, and authors of travel stories that it's really a struggle for a photographer to break into the field. However, rather than always aiming your camera at standard tourist attractions, consider concentrating on pictures where the supply is short and the demand is great. The old idea of supply and demand. Since you have to travel to get this kind of picture that I'll talk about now, they can also be considered travel photos. Initially, instead of looking to travel editors as your clients, target your marketing efforts towards the publicity offices of airlines, bus companies, train organizations, ship organizations, and hotel organizations. Also, aim at city, state, and national tourist offices, PR agencies, CD image program companies, ad agencies who represent a country, state, or area, and often the consulates of those particular foreign countries, map makers, and other reference books who are continually updating their publications. Remember, once a photo goes out of style, then it is not as attractive as one that was taken just last month. Also, it's helpful in some cases to contact photo agencies. This is an approach to travel photography that many photographers don't think about. You'll find that what photo buyers for these markets always need are updated photos in their locale of these areas of interest. Agriculture, mining, transportation. You see, travel photographers too often, they concentrate on tourist areas. So continuing here, recreation, education, communications, industry, labor, festivals, sports, skylines, prominent personalities, and where to find the subject matter. Contact the Department of Economic Development in the state or city or country that you're visiting, or also the Department of Tourism, or the consulate again, or the embassy if it's foreign. Most of these will have a website. These offices will supply you with several pounds of literature, all of which need updating. Research the areas on the web. Ask for their photo guidelines. At your library, consult encyclopedias and similar reference books and maps that feature your area of interest. Make downloads or photocopies of pertinent leads, pictures, and details. These will aid you in your query letters to the photo buyer. Marketable travel photos are continually published in new books on the area you just photographed. The departments and offices mentioned earlier are often aware of books in progress. They're getting ready, they've done the research, the market research, and they know that the public would be interested in a book on a certain subject. They can steer you in the right direction if you mention in your email or postal letter to them that you would welcome their suggestions on just to which department to send your pictures for consideration. Photo agencies, too, are aware of new books in progress because photo researchers are knocking on their doors looking for such and such a picture from such and such place. Incidentally, this is another reason to approach a stock agency. Tell them you have fresh, updated pictures of the place you're visiting. Frequently, photo agencies miss a sale because their pictures on a certain destination are outdated. This picture here, most people on vacation are in escape mode. They like to avoid crowds and long lines. In this picture of a popular seaside resort on the Atlantic, the photographer chose to capture the freshness and appeal of the beach, minus the hordes of people. The secret, photographing at 6 a.m. on a July morning. Your marketable travel photos, both scenic and informational, will also be marketable on the web. Non-travel editors use search tools such as Google to find highly specific destinations. They will make a 3 or 4 word search, a key phrase, or sometimes called a long tail search phrase, to locate who has out-of-the-way scenic or certain areas of the world that are not well traveled. For example, a certain factory in Ethiopia. You can make an internet sale by entering multiple keywords like this, describing each of your photos, either on your own site or your own pages or on a photo marketing portal. When you are making a picture of a certain travel highlight, keep notes. If you love travel, there will always be a place for you in stock photography. In this digital age we live in, thousands of travel photos are now becoming available on the internet by the crowds of capable photographers who now place their photos on portals such as Alamy, MyLoop, Photostock Plus, and several other sites. But photo buyers aren't just looking for pictures of certain destinations, they also need information about the place. That's why if you choose to become a travel photographer, you'll be more monetarily successful if you specialize in a certain region of the country or the world and build a deep selection of photos in that area. You'll become known as the expert for that area. and be able to coach photo buyers with your expertise. And guess what? An added advantage is the tax write-off. We'll discuss this important subject later on in a new part of the course. And finally, as a business person, you need to keep receipts. You know that. They prove that you spent the money, that you actually went there. But you actually did go to Morocco or Hong Kong. That's what your photos show. What could be a better receipt than an actual photograph that you took? Well, bon voyage, and enjoy your travel photography.